Have you ever looked at your own art, maybe a sketchbook or a photo series, and just thought, you know what? This should be a book. Well, turning that amazing idea into a real business isn't just a dream, it's totally possible. But you've got to have a plan, a blueprint. So let's dive into exactly that.
All right, so here's our game plan. First up, we'll tackle the big challenge of selling art books in the first place. Then we'll get into the fun stuff, creating a book people have to have, pricing it so you actually make money, and building your own online gallery. And we'll wrap it all up with how to launch it like a total pro. And really, this is the key thing to get, right? Art books are just different. You're not selling some generic product. This is a physical piece of your art. It's beautiful, it's something people can hold, but that also means you're going to face some pretty unique hurdles that you just wouldn't see with other stuff online.
I mean, we all know the dream, right? You make these gorgeous books, people love them, and you feel creatively fulfilled. Awesome. But then, reality hits, and it can hit hard. These books are heavy, which means shipping is going to cost a fortune. Art lovers can be, let's say, very particular. And the tech stress of just trying to build a website, it can totally kill your creative vibe. So our goal here is to bridge that gap between the dream and the reality.
Okay, so let's jump into Section 1, the Art Book Challenge. Think of this as laying the foundation. Seriously, if you can get your head around these realities right now, you're going to save yourself so many headaches later on. We're talking about avoiding those crazy shipping costs and that tech stress we just mentioned. It's really all about being just as deliberate with the business side of things as you are with your art. All right, on to Section 2. Create a must-have book. And this is where things get really fun. See, the goal isn't just to make a book. The goal is to make a book that someone sees and just feels like they absolutely have to have it. So how do you do that? It's all about getting super specific. Step 1. Who are you even making this for? A serious collector is looking for something totally different from, say, a student who wants to learn or someone just buying a gift. Step 2. Pick a format you know you can nail. A portfolio, a how-to guide, a zine. And third, you have to figure out what makes your book worth it. Is it the amazing print quality, the special paper? And finally, step 4, and this is huge, you have to be able to describe the whole thing in one single sentence. Because if you can't explain it simply, well, you're going to have a really tough time selling it.
Just look at these examples. They're crystal clear. You immediately get it. A step-by-step guide to painting expressive animals in watercolor. If you're a learner, you know exactly what that is, and if you want it. That one little sentence, that's your golden ticket. It's your Instagram caption, your website description. It's literally everything.
Okay, let's talk money. Section 3, price it for profit. And honestly, this is where so many talented artists mess up. They underprice their work, sell every single copy, and then look at their bank account and there's nothing there. That's got to be the worst feeling, right? Selling out but still feeling broke. So, to get this right, you have to price from the ground up. I'm talking about all your real costs, not just printing. We're talking about the padded mailers, the little fees the payment processor takes, and, please don't forget this one, your time. The hours you spend designing, packing orders, answering DMs, that's not free. Factor all that in, then add a healthy profit margin on top. That's what makes this whole thing actually worth doing.
And check this out. This is such a smart way to boost your income. Offer different tiers. Yeah, you'll have your standard edition for most people, but what about a signed edition for just a little bit more? Or go big with a collector's bundle that has an exclusive print. This is a win-win. Your biggest fans get a way to support you more, and you increase how much you make per sale without a ton of extra work.
All right, moving on to Section 4, build your online gallery. Now remember, someone buying your art book, this isn't an impulse buy like a pack of gum. They're thinking about it. They need to trust you. So your online shop can't be some cluttered, confusing mess. It has to feel like a calm, clean, trustworthy space, kind of like a real gallery, you know? And that brings us to the elephant in the room, doesn't it? How in the world do you build this thing, especially when, let's be honest, you'd rather be making art than fighting with code and weird website plugins?
Well, a huge piece of the puzzle is having an amazing product page. Think of it as your best salesperson, working 24/7. It needs great photos, of course, maybe even a little video, and all the details have to be right there. Page count, paper weight, binding type, shipping info, everything. When you're that upfront, it builds massive trust. Plus, it saves you from answering the same 5 questions a million times. Now, as for actually building the shop, you've basically got a few options. You could try the DIY route on some platform, you could sell on a giant marketplace, or if you're someone who just wants to focus on your art and not the tech headaches, there are these done-for-you solutions that handle everything for you.
So just as an example of that done-for-you path, you have services like Make Local for Global. They're built for this exact scenario. It's basically an agency that swoops in, builds the whole shop for you, and gets it launched. They're really focused on artists and people who are selling for the very first time. The whole idea is to make it fast and simple.
And what's really appealing about a package like that is it's all-inclusive. One single yearly fee covers the store build, the domain name, the web hosting, all of it, plus support. It's a model that's basically designed to just get rid of that whole tech barrier we were talking about.
Okay, here we are at the final section. Launch it like a pro. And please, this is not about just dropping a single post that says, hey, my book's for sale, and then just hoping people see it. No way. This is about building a story, creating some buzz, and really getting momentum.
A good, simple launch plan is like a runway. You start by teasing things, showing little glimpses of sketches or the paper samples you're choosing. Then you clearly explain what the book is and who it's for. Then you prove how great it is with those flip-through videos. Then you announce a specific date and time for the launch, and you keep it going by showing yourself packing up orders and sharing how excited people are to get them. See? It's a whole story that people can follow and get invested in. And look, if you only remember one single marketing tip from this whole thing, please let it be this one. A 10-second flip-through video will sell more books than a week of clever captions. I'm serious. Buyers need to see what they're getting. That little video is proof. It shows them the quality, the feel, the content. It's just so much more powerful than words alone.
So, we come full circle. Back to that big question. After all this planning, all the pricing spreadsheets, building the shop, is selling your art books online really, truly worth it?
The answer is yes. 1,000% yes, but with a catch. It's worth it if you do the work up front. If you really plan for your costs, if you price it to actually make a profit, and if you use amazing visuals to show people what makes your book so special. Do those things, and you're golden.
And, maybe that's the perfect way to wrap this up. Think about all the care, the detail, the thought you poured into creating your art. Well, the business plan for that art deserves the exact same level of thoughtfulness. It's about respecting your own work. Your art deserves a business plan that's every bit as thoughtful as the book itself.